Well, I've scored really big. Here I am at Farm Show, and I've got the Secretary of Agriculture all to myself for 5 minutes to talk about agriculture. Russ, you're an old friend, and your expertise in agriculture is really renowned. And you know, in Berks County, the 11th district that I represent, agriculture is really important. Give me a quick snapshot on what you see statewide in terms of the agriculture economy in the coming year.
Yeah, you know, agriculture, we are reminded every day of how connected we are to a global market. So what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, a couple of months with China and the slowing there has really had sort of an impact. It's created a little pause in pricing and
in terms of exports, right?
That's correct.
Because they're a big market for us,
it's a huge
particularly
market.
In Pennsylvania for dairy and meat products as well.
Yeah, so 10% of dairy in Pennsylvania is exported. It's got to find a home someplace else, right? So same with grains, the same with packaged and processed products to include eggs and beef. So we're connected in that way. This is a farm show that really talks about agriculture, and many of us think of it as being sort of local. The reality is they've got these long, long reaches, both around the country and around the world.
And you know, people often say to me they see that registered PA Department of Agriculture on a food product that might be manufactured in Pennsylvania, sold in California, or who knows where.
Yeah, 1933 bakery law.
Is that what that is?
You know, it's one of those things when the department required all of the manufacturers to register their ingredients, not just the product, but the ingredients, which is pretty amazing. Right? So companies have hung on to that.
That's amazing, but it's wonderful. And of course now we're seeing that blue ribbon, that blue and gold ribbon. Tell me about that.
So one of the things that goes back some years is there was no way to sort of recognize PA product in a very confusing marketplace. So the goal was to really have a symbol, sort of a good housekeeping seal of approval. It wasn't just marketing. There was actually a set of standards that companies who used it had to meet. And that became the PA Preferred program. So you see this check mark in a keystone.
Right.
That's PA Preferred.
The other thing that I know, Secretary Redding, that you're very interested in is looking at the demographics, or the statistics about our agricultural population, not just farmers, but also all the the ag engineers, the food scientists, and the myriad careers that are available in agriculture. Workforce development has been a big issue for you. Can you talk about that a little bit?
It's a big issue. You know, we share some previous work around being dean of an academic institution. Right, and it's one of those great reminders that all of these young people coming into agriculture, they began to ask some very specific questions about where's my future in this industry.
They want to have a job.
They want a job, right? That's why they're there. We also recognize that agriculture is about human capital. We spend a lot of time talking about market and finance. It's about people, whether you're feeding them or on the production side. So we've taken that on as an issue. We understand that Pennsylvania agriculture is a significant business, a significant employer, and you can be attached to the food system in many ways. Production, it may be in the distribution, processing, retail, like we are here in the Weiss farm market area. So many jobs, and our concern has been who replaces us. And we got to be very intentional about training that next generation. So the ag science programs that you have in Berks County are some of the best in the state, but that's not every school in Pennsylvania, right? That's 151 out of 300 or 500 and some districts. But it's also about making sure that our ag equipment dealers are thinking about the technical skills, the degrees. So we're going to put that as front and center in discussions. We've tried to in the farm show, but we think it really requires some intentional discussion with education, legislature as well. What do you do to really prepare that next generation?
I think that's really critical work, and something that we maybe have not talked about enough. So I really commend you.
Thank you.
Sincerely, for your leadership in this area, and Governor Wolf supporting. I've heard him talk about this as well. We need to make sure that we keep our talent here in Pennsylvania for many reasons, but most certainly to make sure that we have the expertise, the workers, the willing hands to keep this industry going. Secretary, it's been wonderful talking to
Great
you.
To see you.
I really enjoy. I can't imagine how exhausted you are after this week. I hope you're taking a vacation.
Well, New Year's Day is the day after Farm Show, right?
There you go.
Then we'll celebrate the new year.
Well, you know what? It's a great show, and we'll always encourage people to come out and see the Pennsylvania Farm Show. But to have the opportunity to talk to the chief, the Secretary of Agriculture here in Pennsylvania, is a wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Russ.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you.
You bet.
Good to see you.